Hey guys, it's the Mid-Age Gamer Report for June 8th, 2012. And I just finished up an awesome BF3 session. I mean, it was great. And it was more great than normal, so yeah, it was awesome. So I thought I'd mention it. But before I go any further, hey, I gotta give a big tip of the shades to Patrick Norton for donning his own specs in this week's This Week in Computer Hardware on Twit, the Twit Network pre-show. He can do it because he's famous. Me, I can do it because I have self-image issues. See, Patrick, that's what happens when you don't have a wife and kids. This could be you! Then again, no, probably not. Enough about me. Anyway, first bit of news has to do with the new Battlefield 3 patch. It came down Monday night, and judging from the slow download speeds, a whole lot of people were anxious to get the 2 gig download. Luckily, or perhaps unluckily, I didn't try till Wednesday, so speeds were much better. One sweet little surprise was revealed to me by a friend of mine who also plays this game. It seems that the latest patch has fixed the joystick control issue when flying aircraft. Previously, you couldn't necessarily map all the buttons on a joystick controller, which made flight more difficult and control setup irritating. Of course, the big reason for the patch is the soon-to-be-released Close Quarters DLC pack. Now, that's interesting if you're into deathmatch-style FPS, but I'm far more interested in the upcoming, as in September, release of Armored Kill. You know, I'm a gearhead by nature, so my passions tend to involve more metal than anything with a shoulder strap. Hey, also new this week is the Battlefield 3 Premium subscription. Basically, for $50, you get all the DLC packs that are coming and access to play them 2 weeks early, plus some special weapons and premium member-only double experience points tournaments. I can't help but see this as a direct response, though. Response to what? To Call of Duty's Elite membership. The terms and perks are virtually identical. I don't know how well that'll translate to Battlefield, however. I know I already have Karkand for a DLC pack. I'm not interested in Close Quarters, which leaves about one DLC pack I'm really interested in, Armored Kill. And then there's 2 I'm not sure about yet, Aftermath and Endgame. I mean, Endgame just to see what Endgame really is, I guess, but Aftermath? It's supposed to have 4 maps or something. I don't know. Anyway, for me, it's cheaper to buy about $5 to just buy the DLC I want and pass up the premium membership. I don't really see anything else attractive about it. While playing tonight, for example, I did notice a few players who took the plunge and they had premium member under their splash page. You know, the one where, you know, either they kill you or you kill them or you pull their stats or whatever, and it says premium member. They died just the same, only with more props, I guess. Anyway, I'm not really interested in Close Quarters, so I'll probably pass on the bundle. I'm okay with just buying DLC I want. You know, the real question with special weapons and members-only gameplay is if premium membership is going to unfairly tilt the odds towards EA's premium member cash cows. Is the game going to be worth playing if you're of the a la carte set? In an earlier post on my blog, I questioned whether the free-to-play pay-for-upgrades model would work in a major title. What I mean by major title is something you actually had to buy from Amazon or Origin, not something you started on a web page. But, you know, the shortcut kits, for example, have already taken an effect. You're kind of short-cheated if you don't have the shortcut kits now, because everybody is probably taking advantage of them by this point, and they've got all the goodies, and if you don't, you're pretty much at a disadvantage. But I guess time will tell if this is going to risk alienating any more Battlefield 3 faithful, or Battlefield faithful for that matter. Time will tell. I've included some links at the end, which I'll put, you know, in the normal place where I put my links on the YouTube channel, and you can go check it out for yourself. Oh, another PCA news. It seems the reboot is in full swing with Need for Speed. Now we have Need for Speed Most Wanted getting rebooted. It's been reimagined by developer Criterion, who also did the new version of Hot Pursuit. And it's available for pre-order for $49.99. It's also a limited edition. And just like the Battlefield 3 limited edition that gave early access to the Car Kit expansion pack, most wanted pre-orders get early access to special cars and double speed points in your first 4 hours of play. Now, considering the first 4 hours is generally wasted trying to figure out the game itself, that's not much of a perk. Still, if you're interested, check it out at the link I'll have again at the end of the video or in the YouTube links. I may pick it up at Amazon if they have a sale on it. Let's see, other news. I was watching this week's PC Perspective podcast episode, and they had a segment on some new Ultrabooks that are coming out with discrete NVIDIA GPUs, specifically their Kepler-based mobile GPUs. There's also mention of the 680 mobile GPU that Alienware was going to get first. But apparently, Ultrabooks are shaking off their netbook roots with ever more powerful and efficient Intel CPUs. So NVIDIA wants to get discrete GPUs into these Ultrabooks to push gaming more firmly into the Ultrabook space, and I guess maybe to push the Ultrabook into the more mainstream space. What was striking was a general consensus of disappointment in the podcast over the relatively small screen sizes of these notebooks and the resolution of the Ultrabooks. I think it was like 1366 by 768 was one, and I think the biggest screen they had there was a 15-inch screen. I think that may be an unfair judgment, though. When you consider the form factors, if Ultrabooks continue to evolve, we may see the power of a desktop replacement notebook in this type of package in just a few years. Everything's got to start somewhere. Another consideration is that the Ultrabook could become the portable replacement for the set-top box and HD PC, if you think about it. I mean, imagine taking your entire home theater system with you when you travel, with all the power of a full-size desktop, and output via, say, a Thunderbolt connection to an accommodating television in a hotel. Just a thought. Anyway, let's see, in AMD land, what's the most exciting thing they've done this week? Oh yeah, they've officially dropped the monthly update cycle for the graphics drivers. After the confusing round of 12.x drivers at the start of the year, it's a welcome change. After all, it's a driver and not a subscription. I don't need updates just for the sake of new ads during the install of a fresh HDMI driver. Finally, there's rumor of Retina displays coming on new MacBooks. Speculation says that next week's Worldwide Developer Conference for Apple in San Francisco will have information about new high-definition displays in the redesigned MacBook. If that means Retina, that may mean some trickle-down of the technology in a few years to the PC market. Imagine BF3 on a Retina display, even on a mobile Ultrabook platform. Anyway, there's a link to the WWDC at the end of this too. Okay, on one final note, I'd like to direct this at the vehicle hogs in BF3. For one thing, if we're playing on a ranked server, don't expect that anyone cares about your points, assignments, or otherwise. We're all trying to improve our stats. So if you're waiting for your best buddy to jump in the chopper gunner's seat and I happen to get there first, just take off. Chances are I've got a better chance of saving your sorry ass with me in that seat than your buddy, so just suck it up and go. More than once I've seen to what equates to a digital tantrum and a stream of obscenities in the chat window because someone else got in instead of your buddy. Meanwhile, your side is losing the battle and you're losing points. I mean, really, who the hell do you think you are? It's called multiplayer for a reason. You want to cuddle up to your friends the whole game? Play co-op. Or you can join a clan and play on their servers. Now, unranked servers under that? Well, hell, anything goes there. I don't put any rules on that. Come on, you know I couldn't let a week go by without at least one little rant. Anyway, that's it for the week, and I'm out.